Welcome to the Dose of Good podcast, where we celebrate good people and organizations working to make the world a better place. It can be easy to get caught up in the bad things going on in the world and forget about the good happening all around us each and every day. I'm your host, Erin, and I want to share these stories with you and give them the attention they deserve. I hope this podcast educates and inspires you and maybe even motivates you to share a dose of good in your community. Now let's get into today's episode. Today I am speaking with Miss New Hampshire and Miss Inspiration. Some people may not be aware that the Miss America organization, or more locally the Miss New Hampshire organization, are nonprofit, and they both are a large contributor, I think the largest in the country, of scholarships to women. And not only that, but they do so much to help with service around the country and state to state, both from local title holders and from state and national title holders. And it also teaches public speaking skills, interview skills. So it's a really great organization for women to get involved with. I think a lot of people have misconceptions about it, but it's really doing wonderful things and has definitely evolved over the years, which Emily, Miss New Hampshire, and I will get into a little bit. I really enjoyed doing this interview, so I hope that you enjoy listening to it, and let's get into it. Today I'm excited to have with me Miss New Hampshire, Emily Spencer, and Miss Inspiration, Katelyn McKivergan. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So Emily, to start off, for those who might not be familiar with the Miss New Hampshire Scholarship Program, could you tell us a little bit about it?
Absolutely. So the Miss New Hampshire Scholarship Program is a pageant. It's a pageant competition that awards scholarship money to young women throughout the state of New Hampshire and throughout the country. It's a smaller portion to the Miss America organization. So this organization has been around for over 100 years, actually, and we just celebrated the 103rd birthday of Miss America. And pretty much it's for women ages from 14 to 28 to compete in a competition and earn scholarships towards their higher education.
And could you talk a little bit about the service aspect of it?
Absolutely. So the organization prides itself off the 5 pillars. So it's style, service, scholarship, success, and sisterhood. The service is probably the biggest aspect and something that they're highlighting more nowadays because it's just so important to get involved with the community. So as an organization, we attend different community service events throughout the state, throughout the year. We have 26 local title holders in just the Miss and 26 in teen. So over 50 just local title holders and contestants doing these community service opportunities. And we connect with different sponsors that give to our program and different nonprofits throughout the state to help out with. So far, I've done a lot of work with Best Buddies, New Hampshire Special Olympics, Make-A-Wish. We do some with Millennium Running. And the list continues. But a really interesting aspect is each contestant, whether they're a local title holder or they're just attending to compete into the program, they each have a service initiative. So something that they want to represent and speak about when they're competing on the stage. Okay. A big part of the competition is our interview and onstage question, which is both surrounding the service initiative of each contestant.
Okay, that's great to know. And how did you yourself get involved with the organization?
I got involved back in 2016. I was 15 years old, and I've been dancing my entire life. And I saw this opportunity. A few of the other girls from my dance studio were competing, and they encouraged me to do so. And I was definitely scared at first because of the speaking aspect. I consider myself pretty shy, and as a dancer, I wasn't used to speaking on stage or singing or anything like that in the musical theater realm. And so I was hesitant, but also another opportunity to perform and get on stage, I was willing to do so. So I signed up for Miss Bedford, the town that I'm from, and won the teen title my first go, which I was like, okay, all right. And it was an amazing time, and the girls were so kind to me Because I think there is some sort of misconception, like because it's a competition, that we're all rivals and don't get along really well. But as I said, sisterhood is such a big aspect of the program. So we like to make sure that we're all there to support each other and empower each other, because truly the organization prides itself on empowering women. And what better way to do so than to be there for one another. And competing in this program, we all have very similar values, and we're all very go-getters and just want to be the best version of ourselves that we can be and challenge ourselves. So I've found some really good friends through this program who I know will be with me for the rest of my life. And that's something that's just been really special about the program. And really what's kept me going, competing. It's a lot of work, but I loved the performing on stage, the girls, the service work. And so from 2016 to now, I've been competing. So 8 years total.
That's wonderful. So how much of that was in teen and how much has been in the Miss New Hampshire?
Yes, so my first 2 years were in the teen program.
Okay.
I was Miss Bedford's teen, and then I was Miss Auburn's teen. And then I progressed into the Miss division because I was 18 and became Miss Bedford, actually. And then I ended up taking a year off because I went to school in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Which ended up being 2 because that was the COVID year. And then I came back because I was like, I missed it so much. I remember watching it online, and I was like, I have to get back on that stage. And I competed, and I was Miss Nashua, and then I was Miss Rockingham County, and then I was Miss Winnipesaukee this year, and then I am now Miss New Hampshire.
Well, that's so exciting, and congratulations on winning Miss New Hampshire.
Thank
It's
you.
well deserved, definitely.
It's pretty amazing. It's been 4 months, and I feel like I'm still like, oh.
Yeah, it still feels brand new.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, that's great. As far as Miss America, I think a lot of people have kind of a misconception about it. I've had a lot of people who talk to me who still think of it as a beauty pageant.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you kind of, I guess, change that misconception, or what would you tell someone who kind of just thinks it's a beauty pageant and maybe isn't relevant in today's day and age and stuff?
It's definitely, the organization itself has evolved so much over the years. You know, when it first started, it was pretty much just a beauty pageant 103 years ago. And really, they prided themselves on the beauty aspect of swimsuit, of gown, and really was just about looks and women. And so because of those historical roots, I think that's what people still think of it as, because that's when it was so well known and people were super involved in it. And I think now it's important that the contestants are very vocal about the values that Miss America now stands on, which is priding women in intelligence, in talent, and in service. And so making sure that opportunities like this, that I have a chance to talk about the organization, but that people come and see the competition and know that there's so much more to it. I think my year as Miss New Hampshire, a really great aspect has been going to so many different community events and talking to people. And people still think swimsuits a part of the competition. And I'm like, yeah. And I mean, it's been 4 years since swimsuits been involved. So, you know, we've come a long way, and we're trying to keep it relevant and make sure that it still is really showcasing the intelligent side of women, and that women are way more capable than just looks, but you can be both beautiful and talented and can speak well. You know, it's really Miss America and Miss New Hampshire is about having that whole package aspect and just bringing who you are and women themselves to the table and showcasing all that we're capable of.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I know I've seen it evolve just since I've kind of become more familiar with it. And I know watching this past Miss New Hampshire, I'm just in awe of all of you, because not only the talent, but the questions they ask you, and you have to have these, you know, immediate answers, and you all come across, you know, you all are so intelligent and have wonderful answers and everything.
You.
So yeah,
it's definitely a challenging aspect. And this year we added the hot topic conversation.
Yeah.
So for those who aren't aware, we were given in the top 10 an envelope, and on the spot they would one by one come by, open up the envelope, and it would be one word of a current event, and you would have, I think it was 45 seconds to say whatever you'd like on that topic. So we definitely were all pretty nervous for that, but at the end of the day, you just have to make sure you know what's going on around you and that you're aware of what's going on in the world. So, you know, it's hard sometimes to stay up to date with everything going on, but just making sure that you have an opinion and can back that up, because Miss New Hampshire itself isn't a political position, but just making sure that, you know, you have an opinion and can support that and talk to the community about that.
Yeah, definitely. And what has been your favorite thing about being Miss New Hampshire so far?
It's so hard because I probably do something every day related to the organization and promoting my service initiative. But I have to say, an amazing aspect has been getting to know our sponsors. So many people contribute to our program and are what award all the scholarship funds. Throughout our local season and at Miss New Hampshire, we award over $250,000 to women in New Hampshire towards their higher education. And me, myself, through my 8 years, I've earned $70,000 towards my education. So it's very life-changing, the impact that it has on the women who are involved, whether you win the state title holder or just our local title holder, or even just competing and never earn a local title. You know, you're walking away with scholarship money that will help you pay off your debt for education. So that's been an amazing part. And also we have a sponsor, MB Tractors, and once a month I go up there and I ride tractors for social media. I mean, I'm like, when else am I going to do this?
Yeah.
And even on Father's Day, I judged a Father's Day belly flop competition at Water Country. I mean, it's like some of the weirdest aspects that I'm asked to do, but also when else am I going to have an opportunity like this?
That's, definitely out of the box type of things that you wouldn't get to do any other time.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So it's silly stuff, but, getting the chance to be a part of so many different community events throughout New Hampshire has just been awesome. The people I meet. I was at the Seafood Festival watching the lobster roll eating contest this past weekend. So, I mean, it's endless, the opportunities of Miss New Hampshire.
Well, that's awesome. And I do want to say that I don't know all the background, but just having seen the Miss New Hampshire organization, I mean, we're a small state and it seems like they do a lot for the scholarship fundraising, but even just the production that they put on for Miss New Hampshire, and it's all volunteers.
All volunteers.
And as far as I understand, it's quite high caliber for such a small state, and even compared to some larger states.
It is. We had the CEO of Miss America, Robin Fleming, come last year, and she even based the fitness production number at Miss America off of our state competition. So not even just saying it because I'm from New Hampshire and Miss New Hampshire, but we definitely know how to get it done.
That's
our team
awesome.
is so talented and, like you said, all volunteer based. And our scholarships that we give out, I mean, it's definitely national level. I've visited a few other state competitions, those surrounding areas, and I'll just say, like, we definitely know how to do it.
That's amazing. I'm glad we could share that with everybody because I don't think everybody's aware of that. So, and that's kind of my hope with having you on, is to educate people about this organization and all the good that they're not only doing through their service, but I don't know anywhere else that you can get this level of scholarships for young women, and I just think it's amazing.
I mean, this program itself is the largest awarding scholarship funds for women in the country.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an honor to be a part of and to be representing the state and now going to Miss America.
Yeah, that's so exciting. I think you already said the requirements for participating. You said the ages and stuff. So
yes, so our teen program is ages 14 to 18, and the Miss is ages 19 to 28.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And speaking of Miss America, what are you most looking forward to when it comes to either going there or competing there or all of it?
I know. We're starting to have meetings, and they just released the date. We just picked my number last week, and I submitted my talent. So it's all slowly being submitted. So it's very exciting. But I would say just meeting the other girls. I've met a few of the other states, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Maine, Massachusetts, Vermont. So I'm excited to meet them all because, even just in our state, the girls that compete are incredible. So meeting all the other title holders who are representing their state, I mean, I haven't been to half the states probably, or Puerto Rico even. So meeting them and getting to hear about their state and their experience from their state title, and knowing that we're all competing for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity as Miss America. A lot of people think that you can compete multiple times for Miss America, but actually it's just one time.
Yeah.
So even if I were to move to Florida, I can't compete for Miss Florida because I've already been to Miss America.
Okay. So once you reach that state level and go to Miss America, you can't then move to a different state and try again.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, here comes so-and-so, ready to go again. But I know, unfortunately, I wish I could because it's just such an amazing program. But I also love New Hampshire so much. Yeah. I'm so passionate about what we do in our state and our community that I'm not sure I could go and feel that same passion about another state.
Yeah.
But any other opportunity to represent the program and attend Miss America, I definitely would take that ticket.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's why it's kind of like this is one opportunity, one time, one shot that I have. So just to make the most of it, enjoy the journey. Yeah, and have a good time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I know I'll be rooting for you. And
Thank you.
I know it. How do I want to say this? Having never had a New Hampshire winner, I don't know if that adds more pressure or not, but boy, would that be exciting if you were the first.
Right? It would definitely be exciting. I have had a lot of people be like, has New Hampshire ever won? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
They're like, well, this is the year. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I'll try my best.
There's got to be some time, right?
Exactly. There has to be some time. And
that's all you can do is try your best.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. So you started the Miss Inspiration Adaptive Pageant. Could you tell us a little bit about it and what made you want to start it?
Absolutely. So as we were speaking about earlier, the service aspect of the Miss America program. And so in 2013, I was a part of the first ever adaptive cheer team in the state of New Hampshire. It was actually started by my mom. And so being involved in that, I've always had a passion of working with those athletes with disabilities. And then in 2016, I started in the Miss America program. That was my service initiative. I started a club at my school about inclusion and continued through that through my time in the Miss program. And this year, I was home from school, home from college, and I was like, I've loved competing in pageants. And I love working with the adaptive cheer team, working with those with disabilities, but it's only a July to December program. Mm-hmm. How else can I really expand this initiative and make it year long? And I was like, how about an adaptive pageant? I mean, how cool would that be? A Miss Inspiration, someone who inspires the community and shows that, yes, she has a disability, but showing all what she's capable of in that and her abilities. And so the idea started. I wasn't really sure how big it would get. I was really hoping at least 4 contestants. I think 4 is a good number. And so I created, advertisement, put it out there. I'm really thankful for my connections in the program because I was able to get a production crew. I booked the McKelvey venue. I got all previous people involved in the Miss New Hampshire program as judges, previous Miss New Hampshires. And I knew how to run a pageant, write a script, be an MC, work on production numbers, yada, yada, yada. And so I put the flyer out there, crossed my fingers. I went to bed. I woke up and I had, I think, over 40 shares on Facebook. I mean, it was blowing up, people signing up. And I had 18 girls sign up to compete. Wow. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Is this, can I do this? But I was like, I think I can do this. And so, I started reaching out to the parents, the contestants, giving them information. It was a lot. I hadn't done it before, and I learned about how the behind the scenes worked, all the communication that takes place, the planning, the payments, the decorations, food, sponsors. I mean, it's a lot, but it was a really fun journey. And so I eventually, the day came, we had 8 girls compete, and it was a full day. They got there. We learned a production number. They each had a talent that they showed on stage. Some I choreographed and cut their music just so that they were able to do so. Some sang, some did monologues, someone did a cheer routine. And then they all answered a question on stage about how they inspire others. And what was really interesting about that part too was we had one girl competing who was nonverbal. And so she typed out on stage her answer. And she held up her phone to the microphone, took a deep breath, pressed play. And it was, there's something about that moment that still gives me chills just talking about to this day. Because, she might not be able to speak and use her voice, but she's still able to share her heart and a message that she would like with the audience. So that was really special. And then they all competed in evening gown. And that was kind of the gist of the day. But we had such a big showing. A lot of people contributed to this day. Sponsors, Brittany's Boutique gave all our contestants discount to her store, so they were able to buy gowns from her. Tim Avery Photography, he did a full photo shoot with them right before the competition. We had people come in and do their hair and makeup. And so it was kind of just a day of them to get glam and just experience the joys of pageantry and putting yourself out there. You know, there were definitely some tears and people were scared, but they all throughout the day really overcame those obstacles and flourished at the end. So it was truly amazing to see. And even we didn't even charge tickets. We just had a bake sale and it was donation based, and people came. And we ended up raising over $800. So we awarded our top 3 winners scholarship funds. Yeah. And so that was something that was like, I really want to keep this going. And next year for Miss Inspiration Year 2, to really increase our sponsorship. So we are able to give more donation and scholarships to the girls competing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an incredible day. And so I'm really excited to do it again, round 2.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And
thank you.
Good for you for putting all that together.
Thank
That's
you.
Wonderful. Katelyn, you are the current Miss Inspiration. How has your year been so far?
It's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a favorite thing about your year that you'd like to share?
I did my solo too.
Doing your solo? Yeah.
She's a very talented dancer. And actually, the current Miss New Hampshire's teen, Kylie LaRoche, choreographed her solo.
Oh, fun.
And you want to tell them the song that you did?
Stay By Me.
Oh, I love that song. That's a good one.
And it was beautiful. I watched her in our rehearsal before the show, and I was like, yeah, that girl is something special, because she was just able to bring out an emotion on stage and make the audience feel something real. And as a dancer myself, that's always, finding that special aspect in performers, and that's not something you can fake. And and that's something she really projected on stage, and it was beautiful to watch.
That's great. Do you want to tell us about this year's Miss Inspiration that's coming up, and maybe when it takes place, how people can attend, or if people are interested in competing, how they can do that?
Definitely. I've been really promoting the event through social media, on my social media, on the Miss New Hampshire Instagram page and the Facebook page, as well as my personal one. But the event's going to be taking place Saturday, November 9th. So less than 2 months away, which is crazy. And it's going to be at McKelvey Intermediate School in Bedford. And the theme is Broadway, which is fun. Last year was Winter Wonderland because it was in January. So this year's going to be Broadway. But for those that are interested, we have a Google Classroom. And so you can join. The code is K2PUR5E. And that will get you into our classroom where there's a bunch of information. We have a Google link to sign up through there. But pretty much it's just a day of fun and experiencing a pageant. So I really encourage any young woman with a disability to come out and just showcase who you are on the inside and be that light. Those that competed last year, I mean, even just the change from when they got there to the end of the day and their takeaways, that's so much more important than the competition itself. And so we're excited to provide a full day of fun with another photo shoot with Tim Avery, all these sponsors. You get to meet all the different contestants. But it's going to be a really exciting day, and we'll be sad because Katelyn will be giving up the Miss Inspiration title, but it's pretty special. She's always going to be the first. And I know I've definitely found a new friend in her this year, and that's not going anywhere. So she'll probably be helping me out, huh? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. And Katelyn, do you have any advice for people who might be thinking about competing?
Be yourself.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Katelyn always has a spunky personality, and actually, you want to tell her a goal that you have later on in life?
Oh, it's the Fitness for All one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a Fitness for All this time, so it's kind of cool.
Can you explain what that is?
So it's like kind of like do a lot of fitness and like be healthier.
Oh, awesome.
Yes.
A big part of, we were talking about the service, and Katelyn actually approached me about this, saying that she wanted to start a fitness service initiative. So kind of her year has been around that, and she's used social media as a great outlet to promote fitness. And what's your favorite way to stay fit?
Do I remember what? Oh, it's Zumba.
Ooh, fun. Zumba's a fun class, definitely. Well, I think that's a great initiative and a great goal that you have and you're sharing with people.
She's also a Best Buddy ambassador.
I have a lot.
That's good. That's good to stay busy, definitely. So what does a Best Buddy ambassador do?
So it's kind of like doing speeches. Like you do like speeches a lot.
Oh,
For
okay.
a state ambassador. So I
That's-
gave a lot of speeches already. So
That's
Yay.
wonderful. So you go to schools and stuff and give speeches?
yeah.
Awesome. And I just want, do people need tickets to go to the Miss Inspiration in November? Or
Tickets last year we didn't charge admission. You just come to the door. The show will probably be around 5:00 at McKelvey, November 9th. Just donation based.
Okay, great. I'm asking for myself because I want to attend.
Oh,
So,
good. Yay.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes.
So.
Oh, it's awesome. I know last year I think we had a full house too.
Oh, nice.
A lot of tears too.
Oh, I bet. But all positive.
But all
and good.
incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, also last year we awarded each contestant their own individual award too. Katelyn won the talent award. We had a service award, heart award, someone who was kind to others. We had a congeniality vote.
Oh,
So something at every local competition and state that we do at Miss New Hampshire is voting on Miss Congeniality. So who's the kindest, kind of who was there to help other people, who's selfless, and it's voted on by the contestants. And so we did that with Miss Inspiration as well last year.
Oh,
so that was
fun.
really special.
That's great. And is there anything that we haven't discussed that you might like to share?
Oh yeah, and events we've been doing together.
What are some of those events?
The parade that I went with her.
A parade,
Yeah.
yeah.
We did a Memorial Day parade in Bedford,
Okay.
and we have one coming up next weekend. The Hollis Home Day Parade.
Right.
Oh,
That will be in
nice.
together. So Bedford one, we had to walk in our heels.
Oh,
And it was
gosh.
rainy and a little cold. This one, we get to ride in
In the
style.
car.
Oh, that'll be fun.
We'll be waving.
That'll
and-
be so fun. I hope the weather's nice for you. It should be.
I know. I hope so. We got this
Yeah.
gorgeous fall weather going on.
Yay.
Yeah, definitely.
We've also done an interview with Bedford Community TV together.
Two
That's
times.
exciting.
We did do it 2 times.
Wow. Look at you.
She was just so amazing. They needed her back.
That's awesome. I love it.
We've also gone dress shopping.
Yes.
Not once, but
Twice?
we went twice.
I remember.
We went to Brittany's boutique, and
Oh,
you were
that
given
one.
a free dress. And then more casually, we went to Macy's together 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You got those 2 dresses.
Yes.
That's fun. So, what did you love about your dress for Miss Inspiration? Did you?
It's really good.
It looked really good.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
It
that's
did.
good. That's great.
It was white.
White?
Wasn't your dress white?
Oh, that one's white. Yeah.
That's it. Oh, beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
Very nice. Well, if there's nothing else, I'll just ask the final 2 questions I ask everybody. And the first is, which nonprofit do you think we should feature next?
Best buddies.
Okay.
Definitely.
That has been recommended to me before, so I will move them to the top of the list. If you have a contact for me, that would be even better, because sometimes it's hard to reach the right people. So,
Yes, Best Buddies. I mean, Caitlin's super involved with Best Buddies.
Okay.
I've done a lot with Best Buddies as well, just because that's so close to my service initiative.
sure.
There's a big gala coming up in November to support them.
Oh, fun.
So be checking out their page for more information there. We'll both be there.
Really?
Yeah,
You gonna be there? Because
I'm there.
Mom said. Sure.
I'm gonna be there. Yeah, positive.
Okay. I might text my mom that. I swear who will know. That's all.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mom. Never mind.
But yeah, I mean, I think both of us can say that that organization does so much, creating one-on-one friendships with those with disabilities, getting them out in the community, getting them jobs, teaching them interview skills, life skills, very similar to pageantry itself. So we're very closely connected there. And Katelyn is one of their champions this year, raising money for their gala.
But I hear jobs. You asking me.
Well, yeah, you do
But
have a lot of
I'm
jobs.
gonna tell you what I'm working on now.
Okay.
The one at Trader Joe's store in Bedford. I walk.
She works at Trader Joe's in Bedford.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's me.
That's a busy store because that's between that and Nashville. Bedford's a little bit closer. And
Yeah.
I find no matter when I go there, it's busy. So,
Oh, it's always busy.
yeah.
Yeah, she's a great worker. But
That's
yeah, she
great.
definitely stays busy.
Yeah, that's good.
But
Definitely.
I've loved having her this year as our Miss Inspiration
Yeah.
because she inspires me. She inspires so many people through her daily life, through her kindness, and just really wanting to be there for other people.
I am kind. I am.
You are, yeah. We
Yes.
talked about this in the car, that she's really kind. She's so positive
Aw.
and just wants to make a good impact on other people's lives.
That's wonderful.
And she wants to be a model, which I think she
Oh,
could totally
fun.
do.
That I'm
definitely.
working on right now.
Yeah, you're working on that? Yeah. That's great.
It's good to have goals.
Yes,
Goals. Yes.
definitely. And then the last question is, what is the kindest thing you've ever witnessed or been a part of?
That's so hard.
I know. And I know it's tough to just pick like one thing, so you could just name what comes to mind or name a couple of things, whatever you...
We kind of were talking about this in the car, that to be kind, almost it's those small acts of kindness that really make a big impact. So just sharing a compliment to someone and giving a selfless act. My sister is a big inspiration to me as well. She's so selfless and puts so many people before herself. And so I always strive to do that as much as possible, to be there for my friends and family, to make a positive impact on other people's lives. You never know what someone else is going through. And so just making sure that you're empathetic and truly listening to someone when they're talking to you. I think those small efforts and acts can really be transformational on someone's life and really show them kindness that they might need.
Yeah, definitely. Do you have anything you wanted to add or...
Yes. Compliments.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I know Katelyn texts me almost every day telling me that we're best friends and that she loves me. So, I mean,
I
there's
love
nothing more
that.
kind than that.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I love that through this initiative that you had here, it's allowing you to meet even more wonderful people and make friendships with them. And I just think that's incredible. So,
Yeah, absolutely. It's been amazing.
yeah. Well, thank you both so much for being here today. I know you have a very busy schedule, so thank you for taking time for me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
All right, and have a good day. I hope that you enjoyed today's interview. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I could have talked to them both all day. I found it very interesting, the information that they shared. I'm excited to hopefully attend the Miss Inspiration pageant, and be sure to tune in this December into January for Miss America to see Emily compete and hopefully win the title of Miss America. But hopefully you've learned more about the Miss New Hampshire Scholarship Program and Miss America as a whole. If you are a young woman or know a young woman, maybe you'd like to get involved, or maybe you'd like to become a sponsor, but please check them out. I think they're a wonderful organization, and I'm happy that they were able to take time to talk with me. As always, be sure to rate and review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And check us out on YouTube as well. And I will leave all the information for Miss New Hampshire and Miss America down in the description. And thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.